And good afternoon now for sure. It's a bit later on, and I'm getting ready to walk home from downtown. I'm in the Cornwall Centre. Just take a quick look. You're not allowed to film in here, apparently. And then heading home. So I had lunch at the Hotel Saskatchewan. We'll go through the footbridge here. And there you can see the entrance. That's the, well, they called it the Old City Hall Mall, but it was originally the post office there. And I'm sure that was a bank building originally. And here you can get a look up and down 11th. Yes, 11th Avenue. That's Mosaic Stadium, where the Grey Cup will be held November 20th, right down there at the end. It looks like from here, although it's not a direct path from here to there. And we'll look the other way along 11th here. So I had some pills to pick up at the Shoppers Drug Mart in the Cornwall Centre, and then I got my flu shot while I was there. So I am now ready for flu season. I've walked through here before, but it's been a while. Over here you can see there's a lot of construction work going on the Globe Theatre building. It will be reopened. They are not doing anything in there. This connects to a number of buildings, including the Bank of Montreal building. So you don't necessarily have to go outside to get across to the Cornwall Centre from over here if you work in the right place. And this will take us out onto the Scar Street pedestrian mall. And from there, it's the usual walk home. And we're out. And some of the more interesting old buildings are down here, like the Northern Bank from 1906. That building was what that was originally. And some other fairly old ones that have kept their facades more or less. And you have the newer office towers rising up. Used to call those the Twin Towers. I guess they still are the Twin Towers, but there's now a third of them. But it's not really a twin, that one. It looks a bit different. There are various shops along here. Sandwich store next to a cannabis store. Next to an empty store. Almost empty. I don't know what that is, actually. Fitness. Fat Badger's a pub. Massage therapy clinic. Affordable COVID-19 rapid testing. Well, if we go over here, we'll see the Fafard sculpture. Hello, whoever just said hello. I have a hard time reading it. Well, that's Kirk from Vancouver. Hi. SB Gaming. Hello. So this is a Joe Fafard sculpture. It's a buffalo made out of buffalo bones. Pile of bones. Looks better in the sunlight on this side. All right, we'll head across Victoria Park. I think. carillon there that has been repaired recently and plays. That's the Crown Life building. Well, it was the Crown Life. It's now Canada Life, I guess. It was big news when that was built because Crown Life was relocating to Regina from Toronto and brought a lot of new people into town back in the 90s. This over here is City Plaza, I guess they call it. It's where the farmers market is, and the outdoors farmers market is going. And then we have what I like to call the lightsabers at night. That's what they look like. Those upright lamps. And of course this takes us directly to the cenotaph where the Remembrance Day ceremonies will be held, not too distant future. The question is, will there be snow on the ground? It's about 50-50 whether you'll have snow on the ground for Remembrance Day. Last year they certainly was, because that's the day I fell on the ice while walking. You can go back and watch me do it if you really feel like it. It's quite warm now, much warmer than when I walked down before or just after lunch. Picked up several more degrees, I feel like. And there's the cenotaph.
Good for you this morning. Very. Yeah, we go around and then go to the
Most towns in Canada would have these, built right after the First World War. Maybe sometime. I'm not making any promises. It depends on the day and what else I have to do and how far afield I want to go for these, because they take time. I'll keep it in mind. I've been in that area before, but I don't remember when. It's not an area I get to very often. I'll try to remember that and see if I can plan for it someday. It's the Balfour ahead of us, one of my favorite apartment buildings. This is Knox Metropolitan United Church, of course. Well, of course, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe not for you, since you don't maybe know that, but we have a nice little kind of a garden here, a bit, not very gardeny right now, frost having hit, but you can walk back in here, as I am now doing. Oh, it looks like this branch is perhaps trying to block the path. If I let that go, it would swack me in the face. Oh, look, it's got berries on it too. Some sort. I may have left the path, and that's why I suddenly found myself fighting. Then there's First Baptist over there. I just want to refocus again to make sure I'm focused on the distance and not up close. Rope concert coming up. It's actually a gym down on this end of the building. Some more concerts coming up now at Dark Hall. Oh, that's good to know. It's the Ceiling and Chamber Series. You should go to one of those. Oh, one of those is over already. There's one coming up. Just a couple of days ago, I was walking by the Canada Revenue headquarters in Ottawa, which is even grimmer looking than this one, since it looks like a medieval castle. Keep the peasants from storming and demanding their tax money back, I guess. And this, of course, is City Hall. Again, of course, to me. Used to work up there on a contract position for a few months. I was working in the communications department up on the 15th of 17 floors, as I recall. 17th floor is where the mayor's office is. I don't know what they're doing up front here. Looks like SAS Power probably doing something. There's the front of City Hall. That is a fountain, but it's not currently fountaining. Courthouse is across from us now, over there. This is the North Canadian Oils building here, at least that's what it used to be called. There's a coffee shop in the bottom called Fresh, which is a pretty good place. Not just a coffee shop, you can have lunch and, real food there too. There's nobody coming, so I'm going to be a little slow crossing, but there's nobody coming the other way, so it's okay. I don't particularly want to walk down Albert Street, so we'll cross over here and walk down this street. At which point we're basically leaving the heart of downtown. So one more look back. Courthouse again over there. This used to be the Salvation Army, but now it's a law firm. Don't know what it's like inside. If there's still an auditorium, or what exactly they did to it. I've never been in it, even when it was not as a law firm and not as the Salvation Army either. Make sure I'm focused. I'm never entirely sure, and I can't really tell by looking at the little screen here. That was the YMCA, where I used to go to work out on a regular basis, and then it closed, and I haven't worked out on a regular basis since. I sort of replaced weights with walking. And as I've often said, I really should be doing more, trying to do at least a little bit of weights. I have a couple of dumbbells, which I could at least get a little bit of upper body work. And I say that all the time, and then I never do it. That's a new sign. The Nest. Can't quite read it yet. Recruiting physicians, nurses, physiotherapists, optometrists, dentists, chiropractors, massage therapists, lab and rad techs, and other positions. The Nest Health Center. Is that what's has become of the Y? Is it turning into that? I don't know why else there'd be a big sign on it. That sounds like a useful thing for it to be. It has a pool. I don't know what's become of it either, if it's being maintained, if it's still in use, I really don't know. It was very important to people kids getting swimming lessons. That's where our daughter took swimming lessons, and she went as far as you could go without becoming a lifeguard. We really thought she might become a lifeguard, which would be a great way to make money in the summer, but she never quite got there and never quite had the desire to do it. She didn't want the responsibility, I think, or the risk. But she did go into kinesiology, so she is kind of... There's the number 1 fire hall from a slightly different angle. So I'm more likely to walk in front of it than along this street. I like that house with its kind of stone pillars on it. I think it's still a house. This one, however, is offices. That's probably a seniors type place there, the Horizon, but I'm not 100% sure. Just what the name sounds like. Again, it's always hard to tell along here if there's still houses or if they're, I mean, that looks like a house, but in fact, as you'll see, it has an open sign in it, and it's a studio and spa. That one looks like it's probably a couple of apartments. Open Skies Therapy also looks like a house, but isn't anymore. Or over there, Hallberg and Burke is a very well-known jewelry manufacturer. I mean, they made jewelry, piece of jewelry that ended up with the Queen, so. Well, our daughter went to the YMCA. That was where her daycare was, so right up until she started school, and then she switched to a daycare that was in the school. And was there until she was kind of old enough to, you know, come home on her own. Grade 6 or 7, I think. She stayed with it. Dragon's Den, it was called, because the Tavern Dragons, that was the name of the mascot, was a dragon. But before that, she was at the Y. It was a great place to go for daycare because of all the facilities they had. You know, they could go swimming. They were right downtown if they wanted to walk to the Victoria Park or the library. All sorts of possibilities. So we were glad that we got her there. And even gladder that we got her into Dragon's Den because it was in the school, and the school's a block from our house. So there's First Presbyterian, where we were married 25 years ago, and about a month now, since we celebrated our 25th anniversary in September. I'll have to wait a long time to cross there, so I will go on down this way. I'm hoping something's going to happen to Bodega over there. Somebody's painted the fence. So that's maybe a sign of something. It was brown and now it's gray, so it's not completely abandoned. The sign still says Bodega, but beyond that, I don't know. I always liked that place. It's an old house and it still looks like an old house, and it's really handy to our house for going to eat. There's still a chair and table up on top, it looks like, maybe. So the whole thing's been painted. They must be doing something. I hope it's either Bodega is returning or somebody else is going in there. Guess I'll find out eventually. There's another one of the old apartment buildings, the Braemar. Over there is Class X Studio, where my daughter danced and then worked. During the pandemic year, she had a job there. She was doing university from home, I should say. And that's her old dance studio. From about age 5 until she graduated from high school, every year, multiple dance classes. Means I went to a lot of dance recitals. Well, either here or at the next light, I will have to cross over. Maybe at this one, if it changes as I cross. Oh, I'll do it from this side then. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That's an apartment building there. This lot has been empty forever. I think there was a gas station there and there'd be quite a bit of cleanup to make use of it again. Maybe that's why it's never sold. There used to be a bowling alley down there. That's not a bowling alley anymore, but things change. In fact, this to me still seems new, but it's not that new anymore. A friend of the family's was in there for a while, and that was several years ago. So I remember watching them build it, though. It was kind of a prefab construction where they had entire apartments basically already built, and they were stacked on top of each other and then joined together. So it went up quite quickly and looked a bit different than your typical construction. And over there is the second SaskTel building. The low one is the first, when it was still Saskatchewan Government Telephones. And then my wife works in the current one, which is attached to the Cornwall Centre. So when we started, I was very close to her, except she's up several stories. I did not know I was there. Got my sunglasses on, which is great for the sun, but really hard to see if anything's happening on the screen. I don't think anything else has that I had missed. The sun's getting lower and lower, so it's only 3:20 and the sun is already noticeably low as we move on towards the shortest day of the year, which is now only, 2 months away? Yeah, 2 months away. Shortest day of the year, start of winter officially, but I suspect we will be into it well before that. Weather-wise, I think they usually say meteorological winter kind of starts December 1st, and astronomical or solar winter, or whatever they call it, when the solstice happens, is December 21st. And here, of course, winter lasts until April, sometimes May. You can still be getting snow. There's been snow on Victoria Day weekend, which is the third Sunday in May. And there's been snow as early as Labor Day, for sure, that I can remember. So depending on the year, winter can come very, very early. But this year, we had a really warm fall. It's looking chillier after this week, and there is snow in the forecast, long-range forecast. Hope it doesn't materialize, but I could be taking my first noticeably white walk in about 2 weeks if the long-range forecast holds up. We have had frost, of course. It was late coming, but in fact, last night it frosted again. It's not quite frosting every night, but it has frosted many times now, which is why there are no longer flowers to look at. In some places there are Halloween decorations. I saw one yesterday that I used for my thumbnail, but I haven't seen too much along here yet. And I will go out for a walk on Halloween night with the trick-or-treaters. That was fun last year. Here's the new basement that somebody is digging, or has dug, it looks like. There's Devon School, where my daughter went to school, and where the Dragon's Den daycare I was talking about is. Actually, the woman who ran the Dragon's Den daycare used to live right there in the house that they tore down. The house next to us is coming down too at some point. Don't know when, but there's a sign there. Don't know if they're going to try to do that before winter, or leave the house up over the winter, or what. A workman of some sort came to our door by accident, said, oh no, he meant to go to the one next door. So he was obviously checking something. Oh, there's some Halloween decorations. We don't do too much, so ours won't be worth looking at. We will put out a jack-o'-lantern, though, we always do. Oh, well, I guess that's Halloween decorations. They don't normally have tombstones in their front yard. There's a jack-o'-lantern already, although not a real one. What's that? Oh, there's still a Unitarian church. It's down on the corner, actually. I don't know if they have, how active it is. I actually walked by it, but I didn't point it out. It started life as Church of Christ Scientist, I think. I don't know what else it has been, but it does say Unitarian Fellowship on it now. Okay, we will stop here. So thank you for walking with me on the second part of the walk. You can go back and watch the first part if you want, or if you're watching this later, I will have joined them together into one walk. And that's it for today. Bye for now.